Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a lap guide for the newest lap time challenge taking place at Laguna Seca with the Shelby GT350R. To access this lap time challenge, go on over to sport mode, so make sure you have mini book number 9 completed so you can be able to access this mode. Click on the online time trials, which is towards the middle of the screen, and you'll see the current lap time challenges being held. So this specific lap time challenge goes on until the end of May 14, 2025, where we're on a stock Shelby GT350R, except we're on the racing hard tires. Your goal is to get within the 3% time range of the world record time when the event ends, as that is when your lap time gets counted, and hopefully you'll be able to get the 2 million credits. I do have my in-game replay in the description down below, but first, I did this lap on the controller because I was a bit of a masochist and wanted to see if it was possible to get a 126 on the controller. Spoilers, it is, but it is not easy. When to shift, you shift up when the shift bar on the bottom of the screen is at around 75% full. And there are a couple exceptions, of which one is actually coming up right now where you can just stay on 4th gear. This left key can't be taken flat out, but you want to bring yourself towards the right and brake before the floorboard. Use all of your braking power and go down to 3rd gear. You can go down to 2nd gear for more rotation, but to make my life a little easier, I just go down to 3rd gear. As you start to turn in, ease off of the brakes, so doing a bit of trail braking, and you want to be super careful applying the throttle because this car will easily kick out with even just a teeny tiny bit too much throttle input. Then brake before the 2 board, and you'll be using full braking power for a short moment. Turn in at the 1 board just up ahead, but you want to be really gradual easing off of the brakes, because if you're a bit too harsh easing off the brakes, the car will go into a slide, which can cost you a bit of momentum. And just be nice and careful getting back on the throttle. Now just after the 2 board, start to use around 50% braking power. Turn in at the 1 board, and this is a bit of a personal thing right here, where right around here I like to shift up to 4th gear. You can shift up to 4th gear a bit before, but here this is where I tend to shift up to 4th gear, and just be really careful easing back on the throttle so the car doesn't step out on you. Then bring yourself towards the right, brake right as you go under the mother's bridge, so this is before the 3 board, full braking power, make your way down to 3rd gear. Turn in at the 1 board, carefully ease off of the brakes because the car will most likely step out on you over here, and once again, be really gradual getting back on the throttle so the car doesn't step out on you. Then brake just after the 3 board that is on the right. You'll be using full braking power for a brief moment, and turn in just after the 2 board that is also on the right. Ease off the brakes, avoid the sausage curb on the left, and quickly get back on the throttle. Now for the corkscrew, you need to brake pretty early, so you're braking before the 4 board that is on the right. Yes, you are braking pretty early for the corkscrew. So use all of your braking power, and you can make your way down to 2nd gear for more rotation, but exit the corkscrew on 3rd gear. Ease off of the brakes so you can turn in the car a bit more. Try to get your car pointing towards this empty area that is on the other side of the track. Go up to 3rd gear, and you want to be really careful easing back on the throttle so the car doesn't step out on you. Go up to 4th gear, fiddle around with the braking. So here I'm using around 25 to 50% braking power, so I can still have the ability to turn as I go through this turn. Avoid the sausage curb on the left. Then brake before the 2 board that is on the left. You do want to brake a bit early so the car doesn't step out on you once you start to ease off the brakes. Turn in as you reach the 1 board. Stay on 4th gear. Nice and easy getting back on the throttle. Bring yourself towards the right. Brake just after the curbs on the right start. So this is before the 3 board. Use all of your braking power and make your way down to 2nd gear. You're only going down to 2nd gear to let the car turn in a bit more, but you will exit on 3rd gear, just like that. and just be really careful getting back on the throttle. Make sure that the car stays well behaved, and go ahead and finish your lap. So let's go through this again, but this time I am not going to stop the video. I'm going to stay in chase cam for now. Bumper cam will come in just a little bit later. And again, you got to be really careful with your throttle input, because this car loves to step out with even just a teeny tiny bit too much throttle input, and you're even on the racing hard tires. So this car is absolutely wild to drive. Brake before the full board. Go down to third gear. Nice and careful getting back on the throttle to make sure that the car stays on its best behavior. Bring yourself towards the left. Brake before the two board. Ease off the brakes as carefully as possible. Then brake just after the two board. Easing off the brakes, let the car turn in a bit more. Stay on fourth gear and just be careful getting back on the throttle. Brake just under the mother's bridge, down to third gear. Ease off of the brakes. The car might step out a little bit, but you can use it to your advantage to let the car turn in just a little bit more. Brake just after the three board. You're trying to carry as much speed through here. Really tricky to do, especially with the big sausage curve that is hanging out on the left. You don't want to hit that. Brake right here before the four board for the corkscrew. Down to second gear for more rotation. Exit on third gear. Really careful getting back on the throttle. Go up to fourth gear. Fiddle around with the braking to slow down just a little bit while still having the ability to make the turn. Brake before the two board. Nice and easy off of the brakes so the car doesn't step out on you. Avoid the sand. Brake before the three board. Down to second gear for more rotation. Exit on third gear. Nice and careful getting back on the throttle. And we'll go through this one more time with the birds screaming in the background, but this time we will do this in bumper cam. So this is for the bumper cam homies out there. Nice and careful getting back on the throttle and exit the final turn on third gear. Shifting up when the shift bar is around 75% full. Here you can stay on fourth gear, no need for fifth gear. Brake before the four board. You can simply just go down to third gear and just be really careful getting back on the throttle. Bring yourself towards the left. Brake before the two board. Stay on third gear. Nice and careful easing off of the brakes so the car doesn't step out on you. Brake just after the two board. 50% braking power. Go up to fourth gear. Nice and careful getting back on the throttle. You want to avoid touching the sand. Brake right as you go under the mother's bridge. Car might step out a little bit right here. Just be nice and careful getting back on the throttle so the car doesn't step out anymore on you. Brake just after the three board. Turn in just after the two board. Just trying to carry as much speed as you can through that kink. Brake before the four board that is on the right, so right here. You're braking really early for the corkscrew. Down to second gear for more rotation. Back up to third gear. Nice and careful getting back on the throttle. Then you can go up to fourth gear, fiddle around with the braking power. Just a little bit of braking here and there. Brake before the two board. Nice and careful getting back on the throttle. Bring yourself towards the right. Brake before the three board. Down to second gear for more rotation. Exit on third gear. Really careful getting back on the throttle. And go ahead and finish your lap. And with this, I was able to just barely poke into the 126s. It was excruciatingly painful to get into the 126s on the controller, but it is possible. It's just that it's, at least for me, it's a heck of a tall order. But hopefully this lap guide helps you out, and if you like this video, you can press the like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. But that's all for me. This is Mr. MCA, and I'll see you in the next video.